Hello, you hardcore fans out there. How you doing? Russ here from Porky's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. I say the things on here that nobody dares say. Today we're joined by Anthony, uh, who's a Cockney kid, aren't you? Out in Mexico. Or are you back over here, aren't you? What's happening,
No, I'm
Anthony?
back in England. Back in England. Good
Yeah,
afternoon, Mr. Porky. Can you hear me well?
yeah, I can hear you, mate. Long time no here.
That's right. You and I have been having conversations in the background, and you know that life happens, right?
I, I thought you'd gone on a Bosman free to channel.
No. I haven't been on any channels, and the reason I haven't been on any channels, Porky, is that, as you well know, I've had a few personal issues to get my head around,
Yeah,
and I could just disappear or not say anything to anyone, which I don't think is right. But to people who mean stuff in my life and things like that, I just say to them, look, I just need a bit of space, which I told you. And in fairness to you, Porky, you said to me, look, whenever you're ready, uh, whatever. But I haven't been on any boxing or anything like that. And basically, my old mates, what they did is they said, "Oi, we're going on a bike packing trip." So we did a bike ride to Silverstone, watched the Grand Prix, and we've cycled back, and I'm in the park at the moment, just outside Peterborough.
oh yeah.
And we stopped here on the way down, and I knew it had good Wi-Fi. So I thought, let's go and have a chat with the porkster. We're gonna raise some hell, are we?
Yeah, we don't mess about, do we? I thought I'd raise
Can't
a
wait.
Copperberg for you, mate, because I trained my knackers off today and I've been out on my bike, so I'm just going to ruin
Good.
it and have a cold Copperberg in the garden.
He- Here's something for your fans. When I get back to Mexico, as you well know, I do a lot of mountain biking. And I'm telling you now, Porky, you will love it. I need to get you down. And I reckon that you won't want to come back. And they don't care about your past. You could come here, you could ride. I've got lots of bikes. We could do a few trails, have a few beers, and it'll be all good stuff. I'll introduce you to the boys in the gym as well, because there's some very, very, very good boxing gyms down in
What in
Mexico.
Mexico?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot in particularly this part where I'm at is the Mexican Riviera. There's a lot of Cuban fighters come over. So there's a lot of high level work that gets done in the gyms. And it's just good in the afternoon when you know the guys are going to be sparring and whatever, just to go there and watch the techniques that they're doing. It's just such good quality stuff.
There's a lot of inside fighting going on there because there isn't many inside fighters of it, like Salvador Sanchez, James Conrad,
Yeah.
Conor
What a brilliant fighter he was, wasn't he? God
Salvador
dear.
Sanchez.
Oh, some say the best ever, isn't it? He's even got a stoppage win over Azuma Nelson, has he? I think he
Yeah,
has.
do you know how I can always tell when Julian's watching Salvador Sanchez when he's at home in Dewsbury? You know how I can tell? I can see smoke signals coming up at Pennine because he loves
No,
Salvador Sanchez, doesn't
yeah,
Julian?
he's a fantastic fighter. But the thing is with Mexicans is that when you get a lot of rowdy Americans come down and everything else. One of the funny things, Porky, is that when they've had a few drinks and they're tanked up, they all of a sudden think they're the second coming of either Deontay Wilder and Mike Tyson mixed together. And sometimes I have to pat their friends on the shoulder and say, listen, you don't want to be doing any of that here because these are Mexican guys. They know how to look after themselves. It's just in their blood.
Yeah, good. Sounds good, mate. But we'll see. I don't know if I'm a big long flight man, mate. I'm all on going Portugal 5 hours on a plane. That's enough for me, or is it?
Yeah, Portugal. Yeah, Portugal's what, 2.5 hours, isn't it?
Oh, is it two and a half hours? Well, did I go with
Yeah,
five
Portugal.
hours?
Yeah,
Bulgaria were 5.5 hours. That done me head in.
yeah. Well, I tell you what, Porky, right? Is I don't know what I need to do, but I'd love to see you on a mountain bike and to
What,
see
in
you in.
Mexico?
Oh, it's great. But not only that, there's a number of gyms that I know, and the quality of the fighters, the people that you see coming up, the women that they've got fighting. It's a very, very good culture. And once you know the gym guys there, they all look after you as well. They treat you like a Mexican.
Good. Okay. Right, then now that you've tried to sell Mexico to me, the current
Have I
state of
succeeded? Are you buying?
I'm off somewhere else next month, but in Mexico. But The current state of play,
Sorry,
Anthony.
say that again.
The current state of play in the sport of boxing at the moment. What do you think in the UK? So I'm going to throw a few fights at you, and I want you to give me your opinion on these fights. Right, Fury's decided to come out of yet another retirement, his seventh, and he said that it's signed, sealed, and delivered for him and Usyk in April at Wembley Stadium. Do we believe that? Yes or no? Because there's 9 months, a long time in boxing. 9 days, isn't it? But 9 months from now, there's various obstacles to get through for them to go in the ring. Do you think Fury's got a bit of a cheek coming out and demanding that?
I think, was it you who had the title to one of your videos, that the biggest con man in boxing?
Yeah,
Fury's CV, come on.
confidence trick.
You know, I'm a fan. You've worked in boxing. Everybody who's listening to this knows that Fury's
We're
CV
all listening,
is
them that need to.
is pish, isn't it? It's rubbish,
Absolute
right?
pony.
And not only that, he has been outclassed twice comprehensively. The first time it should have been a stoppage, right? But the referee got in there and stopped Usyk from finishing him off. Why do we need to see it again? What is going to change? Fury's older. He doesn't have the discipline that Usyk has, and he just doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Why do we need to see it again?
How
I don't know.
Well, he's been beat now, so the wheels are off now. The handbrake's off, so he's been beat. He just says, "No, no, I was robbed, I was robbed, I was robbed." They repeat it that many times. They convince themselves they were robbed. Beat
But the,
Fury, you've got to knock him out for him to say, "Yeah, I got beat," and he's got to be out cold, because if he gets stopped by a referee, he'll say, "Oh, bad stoppage," or "robbed by judges." They're just not going to have it. And these fanatics, and I mean fanatics, that follow him, they're like brain dead lunatics, aren't they? If they think that he actually won at both them fights, it's in bad taste. But my argument with it is this: I don't think it happens. I think it's just Fury blowing steam off. If
right.
he fights Usyk again, they'll be took to that ring, kicking and screaming. But if he does
Correct.
fight him in April, what does that say to all them kids that are managers? Because you've got Lawrence Okoli, WBC, top at rankings. You've got Del Boy's ranked number 2. Number 1 is not rated, so technically Del Boy's highest ranked IBF guy. Then you've got Moses Atoma, WBO. Then you've got Fabio Wardley. So these kids are to be
Oh,
ranked number 1 after 12 fights is an absolute stinker, but it's the Bricktop organisation, isn't it? The WBO. And then we've got
yeah.
Daniel Dubois hovering around, and Fury, but I think Fury's at the bottom of the pile now. He's just been licked twice. And if he fights in April and don't have a warm up, he's 16 months out. So I'm saying, how can that be? How can they even be giving it airtime on Talksport? And why are the pundits not saying, Frank, come on? Simon Jordan should be saying to Frank Warren, Frank, come on. How can he get that fight? He's jumping kill. I just wonder get your thoughts on that.
Journalism is saying and printing the things that people don't want to be said or printed. Everything else is PR. And the one thing I like about your channel is that you do as much boxing journalism as you can. You're not there to do PR. And the problem that we have with the so-called boxing media is that Bricktop or Eddie Hills will come up with something and everybody just says yes. How can they shovel that level of steaming shit? It's ridiculous. Even when Ali lost, he had to go and when he lost the first fight, he lost
You
in
were fighting for
71.
that NABA belt, wasn't it? NAB, North American Boxing
NABF, yeah.
Federation. You were fighting for that for years, wasn't it? From Fraser beating it first time. He had 3 year, 8 months in the wilderness until he got his hands on Foreman. Am I right? Even Ali
Correct.
got beat, and then he was 3 year, 8 months away. Fury, I'm going to fight Usyk. I'm coming back, and all this Turkey make it happen and all that.
Which is why we love the old school 70s and 80s boxing, when people got their title challenge on merit. Look at my. Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. Your mic's gone. I can't hear you.
Hi, Mike. Can you hear me
Oh,
now?
there you
Sorry.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I can hear you.
Two
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah,
I forgot to plug it in.
yeah.
Uh, there's always-
Yeah, come on, Porky. They're just shoveling shit. And what I think it is that Hills and Bricktop
yeah.
are just money men. They see money and immediately it's on the table. Instead of building this, which will get them to the same point when they could take as much money out, they're just taking it all now by just shoveling shit. It's rubbish. I would. Why do I need to see it? I've seen it twice, and we know what Usyk's going to do. Fury's going to be trying to what catch fog, trying to hit him. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it.
This
Fury
is
doesn't
what,
have the discipline to use his advantages over Usyk.
right. Fury.
Yeah, he
What can
doesn't
he
have the
do
discipline.
differently in the third fight? Because the experts gave him 6 rounds out of 24, and one of them out of that 24 was a 10-8 round. So what can he do any differently? He's older. He's been out of shape. This other guy's been active and he's in shape. And he absolutely just mesmerizes people. We're seeing greatness with this guy, absolute greatness.
Correct. Right. And the thing is, he's not that small. He's the same size as Ali, isn't he? Right. 6'3", nice reach. The point is this. I don't think Fury ever beats him unless he changes his mindset. Because, well, actually, I disagree. I reckon Fury knows deep down that he's been beat by the better guy. He just knows that if he keeps repeating a narrative, the gullible public buy it. Because as you know, I think you said it on your podcast, when the Furies, I think you were with the Furies once, and then you mentioned Usyk, and you said all their eyes all lit up
Tell
and
you
they
when that
knew what
day
they were
was.
dealing with.
Tell you when that day was. Now, what, October 2016, and I had a top I had on then. I had an Elise. It was going white across there and then blue across there. Me and David Allen went over there in a Mazda. I had a Mazda Sports at the time and went over and I shit him right up about 140. We're like, trying to get out of the car. He doesn't drive, does he, David Allen?
Right.
And on the way there, Peter Fury rung, you don't want to spar Yui today. He went, no, we're just coming for a day out. We went over there. You know, me, Robin Reed, Dave Allen, Peter Fury, John Fury, Tyson Fury, Con Sheenan, all sat down there after they had the training session, just chewing fat like you do. And I were like throwing names into mix, you know, Tyson, how would Tyson fare against this guy or that guy, blah, blah, blah. And every name I threw at him, he went, he's a bum, I'll knock him out, I'll knock him out, I'll knock him out. And when I threw Usyk's name at him, his dad, and Peter Fury, they all went, they were gulping air, mate. Gulping air. Do you know why that were? Because everybody knows in the industry that he smashed Vladimir up in sparring in Alps. Do you remember?
Yeah.
After
Yeah,
it,
that's right.
that's a true story. When they were getting ready for fight David Hay, and there were Johnny
Right.
Nelson there, and Bean and Glenn McCrory, and he absolutely set about Vladimir. And they were like, "Who's this guy?" Do you know what I mean? So everybody knew what the guy were capable of, and they were saying this guy's a bit special. Now, so ever since then, I always followed Usyk. I always followed him, and I like how he conducts himself. I've got a friend who lives in Kent called Paul. He actually sent me one of them Usyk hoodies. It's black and green. Every now and then I'll stick it on if it's cold, like. But
Mm.
uh, and he's an Usyk fan, but the guy just like he does it for me, Usyk. He does it for me, honestly. His attitude, his training regimes, his record is sublime, isn't it? I mean, wow. And
Me
how he
too. And not,
conducts himself. I mean, I'm hearing stories. But don't forget, he's always B-side away fighter as well, and he's undefeated. But I'm
yeah.
hearing stories where they were talking money, and he were like, look, just I'm going to get paid, so just whatever you want to offer me. And he were like that kind of guy. He want like Fury show me the money. I mean, I've heard stories about Fury asking for extra so many millions and really proper sticking it on that turkey. And you're doing things like that, you show a
Yeah,
lack of class. And they've got no class,
correct.
have they? They've got no class whatsoever. None of them. Right? No matter what they'll tell you on social media, none of them have got any class. This guy here has got class. He's got
Yep.
class. You can't buy class. You've either got it or you haven't.
Yeah.
And
No,
I'm
I
just
would say this.
blind.
Sorry, Paul.
We're in an era now. I've just had Big Richard on channel earlier today, and we're like, we're Usyk fanboys, but we're fanboys for a reason because he's everything that we want in our heavyweight champion, isn't he? And I think
Of course,
eventually
it is.
probably might job him, but who can beat him on a point? Who's going to beat him on points? Come
No, you're not going to outbox him. You're not
on,
going to outspeed him.
gotta flatten
Not
him.
only that, if that April date happens, right, and it's if a big if, right? I don't think it does. I guarantee you, my opinion, at Wembley, the majority of the fans will be behind Usyk because Fury's a busted flush. All right. He has made a massive CV out of glorifying a very protected fighter in Deontay Wilder who can't box eggs. And that's been proven.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You know, it's just such a poor CV. And what I'm sure grates your gears and my gears is where are the guys now that have got the CVs like Carl Froch, like Lennox Lewis, like the Marvin Haglers? Where are those guys now? Right? Because everybody now, boxers now, do all their combat on, social media instead of doing it in the ring. And and my perception is that the hardcore fans like us just don't want to see such a noble sport biting the dust. It's outrageous that he can do that and it's allowed. And Turkey's going to pay for it all. It's why we've seen it. We know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's outrageous.
Yeah, I've just had a text or something. Yeah, let me just show you this.
I couldn't believe it when you showed me Ricky Hatton. I couldn't believe it he was
What
coming
about,
back.
yeah, I know, but what about the White Rhino? And
Oh, is it
Johnny Fisher, there you go. Pop, pop, bang.
right there? Right there you go. Yeah.
They're trying to do an Apollo and Rocky, aren't they, to sell third fight? What did I say in my video with Richard? Oh, it's
Yeah.
not over yet. I did say, look, they've got a
They're
contract.
gonna.
David Allen's parked up. They're going to want that third one. And he's got Johnny Fisher on pads there. It's all to build the third one up so they get loads of that. Right? It's about money.
Eddie Hills, isn't it? And not only that, Hills is also going to job the White Rhino
No,
on
I
his
get
pay
to
packet.
little bits and bobs. And like I said in my video, they've gone quiet on Mark Tibbs, haven't they? Who did say, look, you don't need to be fighting Rhino at rematch. You need 3 or 4 more fights. We'll get him down the line, but not yet. But they knew best, didn't they? The dad, Daddy Fudd, and Eddie Hills.
Yeah, Daddy Bosch. Oh dear,
The
that's just
7-0
outrageous.
Iceman from Billy Ricky, 5 by way of course. Only footage we've got him and Spotty Frank. Pop, pop, bang. Hey?
God, I miss you, Porky.
I hope Rhino flattens him and gets him because all he is, yeah, Dillian White, yeah, I sparred him. He's my friend. Tyson Fury. I went to Tyson Fury's house. We had something to eat. He's my friend too. Everybody's his friend, aren't they? Johnny Fisher's. Oh,
It's all pantomime. That's why we've got the Jake Pauls and everything. Sorry to swear on your podcast, but the reason that we've got the Paul brothers doing what they're doing is because boxing has taken an absolute dive because nobody wants to give us quality. Why is that, Porky?
well, what it is you see now, what we've got is gimmick fights. Like, for example, Rhino and Fudd free. They're going to build it up on social media. You've got two basic. You've got an English level guy in Rhino if he's fit, because he's not British level. He wouldn't beat Adelaide, would he? Get the top.
No.
So, but he's above Fisher, who's area level. So you've got an English level guy in with an area level guy, but because they've got this following of the Daddy Fudd, he's out there, he's all over the place, and they want to pinch as much as they can because if they put Babyfoot, Elmerfoot, if he goes in with just some random normal guy for just some normal wage, he could get lit up, couldn't he? He could get.
Correct. That's right.
So they're going to be thinking, well, we've got a contract here. Let's get a new trainer and let's repackage him and saying, well, he's with another trainer now and he's learning his craft and all that. So we'll put Mark Tibbs aside, who technically has done nothing wrong. He's took the kid to 12-0 in an area belt. But he said, look, Dave Allen fight, you might not be ready for that. But they took it and he said, look, let's get him down the line. He needs 3 or 4 more fights. So Mark
Tibbs knows what he's doing.
He's going to be pushed to the side now, right? And what they'll do, they'll blank him because that's what the nature of the beast is. And they'll try and sell it, whereas it's his friend. He's my friend. David Allen's my friend. And David Allen's like, yeah, I'm so proud of him. David Allen probably can't stand him, but he needs to get paid. He's the paymaster.
Yep.
It looks like Eddie's parked him up. And he said, oh, Parker, Wilder, Joshua, they're throwing all these names about. Mooney, I've heard his
That'll never happen.
It ain't gonna happen because David Allen lose against them. So they need Baby Fudd, don't they? Elmer Fudd. They need him because he does the ticket. If they're gonna put this Sheffield show on, they need them tickets to sell it because David Allen doesn't do tickets. I know he doesn't do.
That's right.
Because Dennis has had 2 stints with him. He had 7 fights,
right.
6, and he didn't do tickets. So you know where I'm coming from. All this is a ticket and all that. I don't know who's put that out. It's a load of old cobblers. Doesn't do tickets. So they need to sell the fight. So he's taking him up pads and all that. And look, it's knackers, but sake of chatting knackers. But David Allen will light him up if they fight again. David beats him. I'll have a big lump on him this time.
Yeah. Here's another. Are they? Sorry, Porky. Your mic's sort of cutting in and out. Are they rerunning the Eubank-Benn as well?
I don't know if that's going to happen, do you?
Don't know, because I've heard that it's going to do it, and I've heard that if they do rerun it, Eubank's going to be on the same weight clause as the first one, where he was absolutely drained to the bone.
But he was what?
I mean, Eubank, well, the last time was drained to the bone, wasn't he? He was just unbelievable.
I don't know about that, mate. Oh, Eubank, yeah, he looked it, didn't he? He looked.
Yeah. And here's my point on this one.
What?
Eddie Hill's playing with fire with these hydration clauses. At some point, it's going to go wrong.
Of course he is, yeah. That's what's going on, mate. I'm afraid, and that's the nature of the beast. Of course, they don't care for boxing fans, mate. They care for pound notes.
How much do you reckon they grossed on the Eubank-Benn?
Oh, they do 600,000 buys at 20 quid. That's 12 million. Then you've got the gates. That'd be an alt concession. There's probably another 8 in it. So there's probably 20 million in pot there for him to share about. If he's had his 20%, he'll have had 4 million out of the job, won't he?
Yeah, and that is from 2 guys who, let's have it right, they're not world class.
English level guys, aren't they? Basically.
Yeah, I reckon they're going to do it. I reckon they're going to do it again. And in fairness as well, where else does Eubank go from here? That's the biggest payday for him, isn't it?
Eubank could go in with. I don't know if Eubank's trying to play hardball, but if he could go in with somebody else, and it could be a Beefy Smith job. Could get lit up. He could have got hold overnight. So both need each other. Crusher can't go near anybody else because if he fights somebody else,
he'll get found out.
Against some. If he fights for a British, he could get beat up. So they both need each other. So all this stalling crap and this and that, and throw Spotty Frank into it mix, who's tailing his. You've got a bit of a storyline, haven't you, for them all? A bit like Rhino taking Elmer up pads. I mean, what's all that about? Big Elmer up pads with the Rhino.
Here's another one. When you messaged me on WhatsApp that Ricky Hatton was coming back, and I thought you were just having a laugh. And now I just when I stopped early, I just had a look.
Biggest shit out of boxing, they have to bail you and Tyson Fury.
Yeah, it's an outrage, and he is, and he's saying why he's coming back. It's all in the mirror.
His house is up for
It's
sale.
in.
You know that big house he lives in? It's up for sale, isn't it?
Has he gone skint, Porky?
Get my phone and I'll tell you. I'll read it out to you. 2 seconds. Go outside. Two seconds. I'll get this up.
Yeah.
2 seconds. We'll just find this in my phone. All right, 2 seconds. Yeah, Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton's.
Is he?
Go on, sorry.
He's gone skint then, hasn't he?
He's gone what?
Skint.
He's gone summer, hasn't he?
Well, yeah. Well, put it this way. My first impression when you said that is that he's upgrading his supplier for the old yayo, isn't he? That's what he's doing. So, as Dana White said, that's it's expensive habit.
Ricky Hatton puts his mansion up for sale days after announcing comeback. Let me just get this on channel here for you. So it makes you
wow,
doesn't it? There you go. That's in the Sun, today's Sun exclusive. Pop.
Yeah, because the mentions like that, what people don't realise, the running costs of that are big. They're big, right?
So
if he's,
I know what it costs to run houses like, because I know what it costs for. But Dennis has had properties like that. I've seen he said, "Oh, you don't have any idea what rates they're paying, this and that, and blah blah blah." And it's like another mortgage, stuff like that.
I reckon that Ricky has either had some business deals gone wrong, or it's been spaffed up the wall, mate. But it looks to me spaffed up the wall.
Well, you won't put it past them, would you? Sniffing it up.
No.
Let's have it right. He's always stuff, isn't he? But he's never got around it. He's never bought around in his life, Ricky Hatton, let me tell you. Because when he goes in pub, you get all these utter goonies, and I mean absolute goonies, break
and they
the
get
neck
him hammered.
to buy him a drink. I've seen it happen. They break the neck to buy him a drink, and the problem is he's ended up a boozer, hasn't he, because of that? Because he can't say no, because he's a taker, like every other.
Right.
99% of world champion boxers are takers. That's what they do. They take. They don't give back. They take.
Right. I've got a feeling that he needs to. He's done an Evander Holyfield, because when you look at what Evander Holyfield earned, and then you suddenly think, what happened with all those kids and all the money here, there, everywhere? It's all evaporated. And I get those vibes with Ricky Hatton, because what is he, 46, 47?
47 in October, and he's fighting in December in 5 months. So they've announced the fight 5 months away. What does that tell you? What could happen?
He might do one of those. Do you reckon he's seen the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, and looked at how much money?
When Mike Tyson can get it ring and sell his soul, sell a loss on his actual record, you go from 6 losses to 7, but get 20 million. What's that tell you? It tells you that the brassers, prostitutes, that's what they are, prostitutes. Let's talk fucking Turkey here. Not English.
No.
Prostitutes, mate. That's what it is. He's a prostitute.
Yeah. It's a very strange thing to do at 47, number one. And number two, again, Ricky Hatton is a miniature version of Tyson, isn't it? He has got no discipline outside the ring. He just does everything, doesn't he? Literally. And he was knackered against Shevchenko. If I remember the last Shevchenko fight, he got done by his own signature body shot, didn't he?
Senchenko done him with a little tap. Now, years ago, he'd have brushed that off, but because he'd been out for a year, you can't brush him off when you've been out for a year, because you become civilized. You become normal.
Yeah, your body's not used to it, and what it does is once your body's not used to it anymore, you become a normal person, and the shots that bounce off don't bounce off; they hurt, and you go down.
Well, do you know what Johnny Horsecock, when Johnny Horsecock's had a pint and he's been out and that, and he gets a bit boisterous and all that, he always lets people punch him in the stomach.
Right.
That's what he used to do back in the day. But he's come a cropper on it last few years doing it. So folded like a deck chair, because you become normal. You become normal. And I like Horsecock. He's a good laugh, isn't he? He should be running at Sky. He's been there long enough, hasn't he?
Yeah. But I'm not being funny, Porky, but
You're not funny.
Surely Ricky Hatton coming back is just
It's pure greed,
we,
mate,
we,
isn't it? It's
yeah,
pure
but
greed,
we're just polishing turds, aren't we? It's outrageous. How can we call it
mate.
boxing?
It's pure greed. That's what this is.
With
Absolutely pure greed.
granddad's in the ring. I mean, it's ridiculous. No one.
You want to watch part two, kid?
It's okay. No worries at all. Let's do let's do
Here
that.
on part two, we're joined by Anthony.
Back
Cockney
again.
was the Cockney from London. Women love him, men want to smoke weed with him. He lives in Mexico and he's invited the pork out. So, about that.
See you in part two, my man.
Pop, bang. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. We'll see you on part two, where we're going to have to get in close.